Hi, I'm Marianne. I'm Brian's wife, who from Tabletop 24, and we're here at Airecon 2023, and I'm with Jess from Dissent Games. I'm really excited about Library Labyrinth because I'm a book nerd and a history nerd, and this game just incorporates all those things together.
Excellent.
So
you are our target audience then. Lovely to see
can you tell us a bit about this game?
Right, well, this is Library Labyrinth, as you say. This is a cooperative game where you are trapped in a cursed library. So basically, somebody did something silly, probably me, and the curse has come out of the books and it's all gone dark. So you start with all of the tiles on the dark side. I'm just going to show you a move in a moment.
Okay, cool.
But you've got monsters coming out of everywhere. So, you might have a kraken behind you, Dracula in the corner, Martian robots from War of the Worlds, all sorts of scary, bad things. And you need to get rid of the curse, and you need to get rid of the monsters. And you do that by building a team who have all these skills. So, you're the librarian, but you build a team from book characters who then can help you capture the monsters and carry them, struggling presumably, to one of these special shelving points. You've got 6 special pages or books that come out of these green tiles, and you need to get a monster, put it in one of those, you get all 6 of them, you win the game, the curse is defeated.
Nice.
Of course, this being a cooperative game, it fights back. The curse is this little grey piece here. So it's a bookworm, is how we put it. Sort of smoky thing coming out of a book. And the curse will try to flip tiles, will try to put more monsters in there. So what you do at the end of each person's go is you flip over one of the curse cards, and one of these tiles will then do something. So in this case, it's this one, and lo and behold, it is another monster. And this time, it's Triffids.
Nice. So
the curse has unleashed some Triffids, and it moves round like that. So we've got octagonal. There you go, I knew I'd miss that word. So we've got these tiles which are octagonal, and the curse is moving between them. You are flipping, you are rotating, you are using these amazing book characters.
And they're fiction and non-fiction characters, aren't they?
They're fiction and non-fiction. So we've got 6 different categories of books. This is a game of 6s. You've got 6 symbols to find, 6 different categories of books, and 3 of the categories they're historical characters.
Nice.
So you see here we've got Mary Seacole.
Yeah, fantastic.
We've got Joe March, we've got Queen Nzinga. And just some really amazing people. And some of them you'll recognise, some of them you'll go, I have no idea who that is. So you're people like, Little Red Riding Hood and Mina Harker from Dracula, you go, yeah, I know who Alice in Wonderland is, and you're Harriet Tubmans and those characters. But then you go, who is this,
I love that you've
person.
got Queen Nzinga on here, because she's not a really well-known historical figure, but she's such a really cool historical figure.
We spoke to a lot of different people about who we should include in this. We had a list of about 250 people.
Oh my gosh.
And we whistled it down, and we also spoke to various organisations and various people who knew the characters better than we did. So we actually spoke to the Mary Seacole Trust. They've got a youth council. The youth council gave us some great advice on the various monsters. So we've got, mainly they are, sort of very fictional monsters. We've got a forest of thorns in there, for example. But we also have plague, and we also have anxiety. And
interesting.
The Mary Seacole Youth Trust said, actually, that's what kids are worried about.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of 14-year-olds who were doing a bit of consulting for us, and it was,
That's really cool.
Really good.
Yeah, I like it. Could you give us a little quick demo? Is that possible?
Yeah. So on your go, you've got your hand of cards down here. So this person here has 3 book cards.
Now, is that Joe from Little Women?
Yeah, that's Joe from Little Women. So you'll see that they've all got different symbols on them. The symbol which is right at the top matches the colour of the book.
Okay.
So when you pick up a book, you know that you're getting at least one of those symbols. So in this case, you can flip a tile and rotate it. So if I flip that one, It's
Oh, no,
another
Run of
monster!
the Monster.
And it's Fenrir the Wolf.
Okay.
Or you can rotate a tile. So you might
Now,
think, yeah.
is it right? Because you've got to work your way through the library,
You've
but
got to
some of
work it.
these are obviously blocked off. How do you get those
Some of them are blocked off. So let's see. With these cards, let's actually capture something and then let's go and play.
Okay.
So you can move, let's say I'm the purple meeple here. You can move as far as you like, round corners and everything, but it needs to be a lit path. So not obstructed by things like the bookcase at the edge of the tile. So if I had this meeple, I could move all the way down here and along to here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can only move on to the basilisk and I can only capture the basilisk if I have the symbols on the cards.
So you've got a star here, a little diamond with an hourglass, and then a fist, which I noticed matches that one as well.
Matches that one. So if I look at my cards, if I say, okay, Queen Mazinga has the diamond and the star, the blue diamond and the yellow star. Joe March has the purple fist. So if I combine those two cards, then I use them to capture the basilisk.
Okay.
So you're basically thinking about this historical character and this fictional character. You're sort of imagining them battling this basilisk. You keep it in your hand because you don't have anywhere else to put it, and so actually by the end of the game you can sometimes get a hand which is full of monsters and you don't know what to do with them. But in this case you want to take it and shelve it in here, and it's you can't get through there, so you have to move just one to there and then rotate the tile, and then you can use another action to move on to there. You've captured that. We normally like to put them down there
by the
to just
book,
demonstrate that you've got that. That is one more.
And you can capture them with any of the symbols on the tile?
You can capture them with any of the symbols on the tile, but you can only put one monster to every one of those symbols.
Okay.
So you might sometimes have an instance where, let's imagine that we have a monster which has a purple fist and a green tree on it, the green oval. Supposing those are the only symbols, you can never now get rid of it because you've used those for those ones.
Okay.
So someone will have to keep it in their hand.
How many actions do you have in a turn?
So you have 3 actions per turn.
Okay.
The length of the game depends upon how many players there are. So these curse cards, which is what we just did a moment ago with this bookworm curse, these curse cards, there are a different number depending on how many players.
I see. Okay.
So
that makes sense.
You have 2 players, then you have 9 cards each, so that's 18 turns. You have 5 players, you have 25 turns in total, so you only get 5 turns each. The game is slightly different, therefore, for different number of players. When you're playing as a 2-player game, it's very much a division of responsibilities. You've got to say, oh, I'm going to go for the purple ones, or why don't you go and flip the tiles over there? I'll, figure out.
And
this
because
bit.
when you play, presumably you can see each other's cards.
Exactly.
So you have an idea of what you can do together to kind of unlock.
Absolutely. When you're playing a 5-player game, there's quite a lot of setting up moves for each other. So, for example, I might say, oh, you need to get through there. I know that you need to get that particular monster because you've got the cards. So if I rotate this tile for you, you can do it, and you can do it much more easily.
And what are these cards for?
These cards are the reward cards. So there are a number of tiles throughout the game,
like these ones here, yeah.
where you land on one of those, you finish your movement there, you get a reward. And most of them are special actions.
Oh, a bit like this one here then.
Exactly. So you have to choose which of the special actions you want to take.
So this one says time machine, so you can take an additional action during your action phase. So you said there were 3?
There's 3 actions, so you'd be able to take a 4.
I love this idea of a trolley service. When using the pass action to give, receive, swap a card or card another player for a trolley. If playing, so you can do solo as well, then you may be in different floor tiles.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so let me just show you one of the other reward cards, and then I'll tell you about the solo mode. So this is one of the reward cards, which is an object. And there are 6 of them in there, where they just give you some extra symbols. So instead of using one of your characters, you say, oh, actually, this one's got 2 green symbols. That might be really useful.
So I could use this card, for example, to help me capture the Jabberwock.
Exactly.
Because it has the 2 symbols on there.
Absolutely,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
When you're playing solo, so you can play solo as well, but you have another meeple with you. You have a semi-sentient trolley companion,
Brilliant.
which is this little meeple here. And the trolley can't do as much as you can. So the trolley can't capture monsters by itself. The trolley can't reshelve the things at these special points by itself. But it can hold your cards for you, and it can also do things like flip over the tiles.
Okay.
So that's a bit like when it is, so it's a bit like there's automatic lights in there.
Yeah.
So it's like, it goes along there. Oh, it's another monster.
So helpful, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you win by getting all 6 of those.
Okay.
You can lose in one of 2 ways. Either you run out of these cards. So we said that was the number of turns. You get to the end and that's it.
Out of time.
You are out of time.
Now, if you have out of time, can you use your time machine to go back?
No, because it's the last go, you
Fair
see.
enough.
So yeah. But you could, of course, use your time machine to have taken a 4th action, that last go.
What is this type for? Because I know there's those other ones over there.
Those are the symbols.
I see.
So when one of those flips over, you get a new one of those. And so you will spend some of the time trying to find where they're going to appear. Is one going to be there? No. How about this? Hey, there's one there.
But then I suppose is there an element of danger? Because as you're doing that, you're presumably releasing more monsters into the library.
Yeah, which takes us to the second way that you can lose. And you can lose if there are 6 monsters out on the board at any one time.
Oh.
Not in your hands, but on the board. So it's kind of a game of 6s. There are 6 different types of symbols, 6 different books, 6 monsters on the board means you lose. So, yeah.
And I like that every time you play, you can kind of change the board up because it's not a set board. You can just move all the pieces around.
Exactly.
It's nice.
Not only that, we have some extra tiles.
Oh, okay.
We have 5 extra tiles. So earlier today, then I played with the family with a 7-year-old, and we took out one of the monsters and we put in a 7th book tile, which meant that we didn't have to search quite as much to find where the books were. So you can make it slightly easier, slightly harder. Some of them are T-junctions, whereas some of them are corners, and that one's a corner. So you can mix it up, and you can actually do quite a lot to make it, the precise difficulty that you really want it to be.
Fantastic. So if someone wanted to order one of these games once they arrive from the great shipping gods, how could they get hold of it?
So we're on GameFound at the moment. Go to librarylabyrinth.com and there is a link to GameFound. We think that the ship is going to dock here in the UK next week. Of course, you don't know how long games are going to spend in customs. It could be days, it could be weeks. But we expect to be fulfilling the Kickstarter orders first and then the GameFound pre-orders basically during April.
And this has been quite a popular table, I've noticed.
It's been a popular table.
If this does appeal, maybe we should go and have a look. Yeah.
This appeals to so many people. It's because there is something for everyone. It's quite a quick game, so it lasts 30 to 45 minutes. You can scale it up and down for children. The fact that it's quite puzzly. People who like things like Forbidden Desert will really like this.
And you aren't just a fan, you helped create this game as well.
I am one of the co-designers, so Mill is the other co-designer. We are a team of 4 women. Sam and Ella did the art. I mean, in fact,
The art's great, I love it.
The background art was me, but directed by Ella. You really need somebody who goes, this is what you're supposed to be doing, because when you're so immersed in it, you go, oh, I don't know, how does that work? Brighter, more colours.
Yeah, no, it's
so
lovely.
we ended up with something that is really bright and beautiful. So it's been created by 4 women, and it is a really nice game. I'm so pleased with how it's turned out.
It's fantastic. I really love the art. Thank you very much, Jess, for being on the video with us. Check out the YouTube channel for any more videos about Airecon. Check out Dissent for more games, and yeah, hopefully you'll be able to get yourself a copy. Thanks very much.